400, Copper Heights. More than the story, this the life that I chose. Bank salad, win, lose, and draw. Win, lose, and draw.
What's up, everyone? Sorry about that. I hope y'all enjoyed yourself out there, man. We back with another video. We on the Diamond Show right here. I don't like that color though, man. Let me switch up the color, right?
Swap it out. Get us right, bro.
Let me see that. There we go. We can do that.
Hey.
Yeah. But look, dad, I'm here. We back. You know what I'm saying? It's the boy Suave and the Stain, man.
You already know. It's your boy Vegas. Wow.
You know, we got our stripes. We got our stripes,
Can't
right?
help it if we wanted to.
You know what I'm saying? We got our stripes. So if y'all tune in, this is the Black Diamond Show right here. And we got a little conversation we're gonna talk about related to stress management, man. And a lot of people need to, deal with this a little bit better because I know the economy more and more, and every day we're turning into a working environment, a working economy, and all we do is work, and we don't even manage that stress well. And sometimes we collaborate with, we combine stress outside of work, and then stress with work, and then your personal life, and then your things that everything. It's just all messed up, man. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we need to manage that stuff a little bit more, like manage it better, so we can take care of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Just take care of ourselves health wise. First, let's break down what we describe stuff, and it's not a exact definition like from Google or just something that we define as stress being. You know what I'm saying? And I would just go first. I look at it as it's that uncomfortable. You're feeling like there's a load on you. You can't just lift off you. It's a little heavy. It's wearing you down, emotionally and physically, because I feel like stress can even break you down to where you're like, man, I don't even want to get up. It's hard for me to get up. It's hard for me to work. And if you don't manage that stress well, then it will affect your body physically. How you look at stress? What do you define it as?
So I like the way you define that, Suave. Just kind of even leading into your actual definition, because it can derive from a series of things, both stimulated from external factors or things, and also, of course, it ultimately ends up being the internal experience or how we feel under pressure as it relates to the things that's going on in our mind or around us. And so, yeah, I agree. It can be debilitating and cause us to not want to go for it because there's a fear or a concern even that this thing may not get better. While I feel like I'm holding on to control just a little bit, to go further might threaten even a little control I feel like I have. So it usually feels better to kind of back out and take ourselves away from the stress source.
Right. I feel you on that, man. What are some of the things that you do to manage stress, man?
I'm gonna just say some things that I found
like you personally
have been resting. If you can kind of calculate or count up the cost of the next day. For instance, if I know I have to go to work the night before or hours before it's time to get up, of course, maybe spent resting as opposed to the next day when I don't have work to look forward to or anything that will take a lot of brain power or focus. I could spend my time a lot differently. And so I think the first way I go about it is counting up the costs, seeing what it is that's ahead of me. And rest it seems like a general good, a coverall no matter what's ahead of me. I see no differently than when I go into the grocery store hungry. I almost want everything up in there. My appetite is wild. I want to put almost everything in the bag that I can eat.
You froze for a second. You all right, dog? I'm gonna take it from there. I know that for me, I definitely like read. I read every day. If it's something that comes up and I'm dealing with the stress, then I will either take a drive in my car, which I know gas is like kind of expensive right now, but it's not a long drive. It's like, around the block, and just to clear my head, get focused on everything. And I also, man, I would take time out for myself, like watch TV or just meditate. Really, I know you had dipped out, you froze up just a while ago. I was just telling them, but I do that. I just take a lit time out for myself, and if it's something so frustrating that I need to like think of a plan to resolve it, then that drive, or what I'm saying, just sitting there just wondering, breaking it down, like, hey, okay, how can I, is this something that I can even fix? And if I
Mhm.
evaluate it, and if it's something that's out of my control, out of my power, then it released all that pressure from me. Like, I did my best, I did everything I can, what I'm saying, to resolve this problem. This is out of my control. So it relaxed me even more. Working out is a good thing to do, man. I
Mhm.
work out, do a little few push-ups just to get off my mind, and maybe even go for a little jog, and
Mhm.
those things help me. Now that's just personally, me personally. Um, you want to continue on some of the things you do personally?
So just to recount, I think you said you also agree with resting. You say you work
Mm-hmm.
out, you take a drive, maybe a job.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Basically, from between the two of us, we hear that since stress is the experience that we are having, because some things and some people around us might be fine, then it is us who we got to prioritize during that time of stress. And so I think it, like you said earlier, I like how you said, make it whatever I say apply to me, because
Mm-hmm.
the same thing that causes relief and can remove me from the stress or the stressful event or situation will be different for you. That thing that you like that might relieve you might cause even more stress for me.
Mm-hmm.
To be around people might be a way that some people distract themselves from the triggers or a stressful event, while
You know
others.
what? I'm glad you mentioned that, because we do something every Tuesday. We meet up with a few guys every Tuesday, and on a video Zoom chat, and we just hang out. And that is a good stress reliever for me, man. I'll be looking forward to those Tuesdays, man. And I could be around the bros, and we can like vent, we can like talk, we could just hang out and laugh, so that is like a vacation to me, and I didn't
Mm,
even go anywhere. And speaking of vacations, well, we're getting it. We're getting it. But those things are very good stress relievers for me. You know what I'm saying? I do apologize for interrupting what you were doing. Oh, shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to Stay Pro Gaming, Chariot Man. What up with your Chariot Man? What
what's
up
up,
with
y'all?
your Win Star, aka Win Yay? What's going on with you, bro?
Cherry Man Gaming. Appreciate that love, y'all. Appreciate that love in the chat box.
Dude, so
It's that energy we thriving off of.
oh yeah, that oh yeah. So um what do you think as far as like something that's not prepared, like it's unexpected stress, like something you just came up, you at work, and then all of a sudden your boss, this just an example, your boss give you like a load of tasks to do, and you're like, dang, I already had my day planned to do all the stuff that I had planned for yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
What do you do in a situation like that? How do you deal with that stress?
And that's crazy that you mentioned that, because that can happen. That's so
Mm-hmm.
realistic, right? And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it happens even when people understand that I may not thrive in that particular situation. I might do a lot better if I have advance notice, or if my schedule and what I had planned was considered, so that I won't have to, I guess, what I have going and what you have going for me or want me to do won't clash, because I have to choose which one is priority for me. But in the case I heard you say that the supervisor or the overseer is coming to us, then automatically between the two, you would think that maybe I need to prioritize what he or she has brought for me to do. And so you kind of give way to your priorities, or the things that you've listed as priorities, to focus on what it is that they have. Now, I think communication, Suave, I have taken what people have created as a task for me, and I've worked it out, no matter how stressful it may have been. But I think being proactive in terms of the next time, in a very respectful way, in a very discreet way. Sometimes we can pull even our supervisors aside and ask that they give you the consideration, not only for the sake of your performance, but for the sake that whatever it is that they give to you, you can do it more optimally if you're given that space and that time. Because just because they've given you or they tasked you with something doesn't mean that everything else that's going on will stop. I may be put in a crunch and have to reschedule people that I had planned to talk to, or reschedule a meeting that I also had in that window of time that task was also expected of me from my superior. And so I think communication is one of the more proactive measures that can be taken out in the example that you just kind of gave me. That's the best thing I can do. Of course, I'm gonna go ahead and get it done as much as I can and try to meet a timeline deadline. But I think thereafter, to communicate how I experienced that and how I can better experience that, to the point where even better results can come or be forthcoming in the task that I was given, is to be given it, in an amount of time that I don't have to conflict with everything else that's going on. How would you handle that same situation?
Man, before I get into it, man, your boy Windstar said that he gonna manage that stress by getting on YouTube all day, dang. I feel you, man. Shoot. So I honestly, man, I always I'm always a person that if I'm thrown in a unpredictable situation, my first response is to not panic. You know what I'm saying? And to like just stop
That's good.
and think about what's going on, and like, okay, all right, I see this been thrown on me. And I'm good at thinking on my feet. So how can I first I'm gonna say, is it something that I could do alone, or if I could share this task with other people so we can all get together and get it done? If it's a individual task that only I could do, then I'm gonna look at my schedule that I had, see what I can push further back and get it done that way. But it's definitely gonna get done that day. That day. If it's something that I feel like it's not gonna be done in the time frame that she's or he is asking me to do it in, and I've had other tasks before this, then I'm gonna acknowledge it. It's gonna be brought to their attention, because I want them to understand, what am I sacrificing to get this done for you? That this is unexpected. So I just stay relaxed, man, and think things out. I don't want to take on too much stress. I'm like, dang, man, this what happened? Oh my goodness, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it like that, even if it's like a issue where, let's say, someone needs some money, and sometimes that can be kind of stressful on you, because you're like, man, I had plans for my money, but this is an emergency, and emergencies are very stressful at times. So if you have a emergency and someone needs your help, and it's financially, like, some money involved, a lot of times it is. I don't know why. Why is every time somebody needs your help, it's something related to money, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't get that, but it is. A lot of the times it's something related to money. So it's like, man, I need to get bailed out. I need to like pay this this ticket, man. I just got a ticket. Oh man, your wife just got a ticket. That'll be stress, right? She just, man, I just got a ticket.
Facts.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? So those things, man, I just say, hey, just pay it, keep going. It don't even bother me. That stuff don't even
Mhm.
bother me. What are some things that we can recommend, dude, outside of some of the things that we do? Oh, things that you should not do related to stress. When you're dealing with stress, things you should not do,
Ooh,
you know?
man, I know that one thing you just said that was very powerful. I think from what you just said, I heard that first, don't panic. The second
Mm-hmm.
thing is kind of either delegate or team up with people who can also help to make teamwork the dream work, and
Mm-hmm.
really chop away at the size of that task, and even probably the time that it would take if you had otherwise done it alone. And then you would communicate, you said. I had to go back to that don't panic part, because I think that mind over matter, as somebody said this the other day, and she was saying how she just choose to see basically the benefit no matter what the situation is, to search for how can this help me, because some stuff you just don't put yourself into, like that boss coming in or the supervisor coming in. You didn't ask for that. So when the cards are dealt, when your hand is just dealt, whether you wanted to play the game or not, and you're forced to play the game, then I think the first and foremost, to don't do is panic, is to
Mm.
really search and say, what is in this for me? How can this be beneficial to not only the person who automatically is seen to be in direct benefit, but also to me, since I'm the one that has to hash it out. So I say, don't panic. Going back to your original point in the last question, what would you say?
Mm-hmm.
Is a
Man,
don't
I
do.
would also say, man, one, don't take on more than you can chew. You know, if you know that this is an overwhelming task and it's going to stress you out, you need to express yourself in that manner. Another thing, you don't want to overdo anything. So it's nothing wrong with, someone having a drink. But if you stress drinking and overdoing it, or you
Oh,
stress eating, you know what I'm saying, overdoing it, um, those things you
mm-hmm,
shouldn't do that, because it's only going to make your stress worse. And then
mm-hmm,
stress can lead to even depression in some aspects. You so stressed out about something, you become depressed and overwhelmed, and you don't know, the anxiety sits in. Now you have anxiety to add on
mm-hmm,
to the battle, man. So just not doing those things, man. You don't want to stress eat. You don't want to like stress drink, and that's like the alcohol beverages or anything. Or
mm-hmm,
I don't know. Some people say we help them. Not what I'm saying, I'm not promoting it. I mean, I don't smoke weed. I don't know. You know what I'm saying, but I wouldn't overdo it. I wouldn't overdo anything. So don't overdo anything that you're gonna if you're trying to deal with stress in that manner. I wouldn't overdo it. Staying focused and trying to sit down and really think it through before you make a mistake. You know, that's a good way to deal with stress, and you don't want to not do that. You know what I'm saying? You
mm-hmm.
definitely want to think things through. So not thinking anything through when you're battling with stress can be overwhelming and increase the stress. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Man, I think just based on what you said, it made me think of your second point, to not go at it alone. Sometimes I think
mhm,
the biggest stressor in a situation is thinking like there's no way, there's no that I'm the only way out, and that's not true. So I say to myself, don't forget that other people are watching, and don't forget that
mhm,
other people can help.
right.
Some
So
people
what
can do
about
what we stressing about way better than us,
you
and
ain't lying.
it's
You
okay.
ain't lying.
It feels vulnerable sometimes to ask for that help, but a wise man may tell you otherwise. A wise person, woman, may tell you otherwise. So maybe that's the time where you can bank on how
Mm,
a thing that makes you feel vulnerable also can be your strength at the same time.
For sure. Last thing before we go, man. What are some other things that we didn't mention, that we don't do, or maybe we can recommend to other people,
I heard you mention street medication. We know that there are also prescriptions out there that assist people with dealing with stressful times. There's counseling that you can undertake or to kind of set yourself up for, and to lessen the stigma. I notice a lot of the time there are communities of people who may look at counseling as something that is only for the crazies, which is a word that just doesn't come in my vocabulary in association to the need or even the clientele for counseling. So I would say counseling is one, and then possibly in the event where it just seems like there's a chemical being chemically overwhelmed, maybe there is a need for medication in some extreme instances.
Oh yeah,
to
man.
improve function.
I would say, dude, when you, because we didn't mention the surgery, man, I would say write down your thoughts, man. If you like, write down your plan,
Absolutely.
write down what's going on, whatever's stressing you. Maybe if you see it on paper or on a billboard. I know some people think it's silly or anything, but that's how a lot of crimes get solved, when they put it on a billboard and they have it all layered out. You've seen them on movies and all that stuff. So you can do that with your issues or whatever you're stressing about. If you're trying to manage something like money or managing your time, and you feel like it's being stressful because you don't have good time management, you can do those things, man. Write that stuff down. Try to see it with your eyes and visualize. Okay, I see it now. I can do something with this. Now I have a visual of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Also, I would say, man, listening, like taking a vacay if you can. Getting away, and it don't have to actually be like out of town or something like that, but getting away from your regular domain and just going out just to get some air and taking a deep breath and just relax and looking at the scene, looking at a different scenery can release some stress, man. Reduce that stress, right?
Man, you said that. I gotta jump in there before we close it out. Even for like the creators, to the artists out there, that journal method that you mentioned, man, imagine how many hit songs that we've heard, Suave, and chat audience, that has stemmed from this person has taken the power of stress and made it a positive outlet. They've written a rap song, hit gospel song, hit R&B song, or that artist that has turned that into a wonderful painting. How they have channeled that stress. Sometimes those things can be a superpower if you know how to channel it and know how to use it for your advantage, which I'm sure takes practice. But just to say, not all hope is lost just because you find yourself in an event that's also deemed stressful in the beginning.
Well, look, man, I hope everyone enjoyed this show. We're going to catch y'all next month on another episode of The Diamond Show, man. Till next time, peace.
Peace.
He ain't got no hair. He ain't got no hair.
That's what y'all thought. Abracadabra. Abracadabra.
Abracadabra. All right, man. Take care, guys.
Both Copper Heights. More than the story, this the life that I chose. Bank salad, win, lose, and draw. Win, lose, and draw.